Continuing onward with fine-tuning, let's see how we can fine-tune an OpenAI model like GPT-4o from code rather than using the console like we just did in the previous video. So looking at the code that I have here, you'll want to run this part up front. This assumes that in Colab you have your key defined for OpenAI, which I use here. That's a nice safe place to keep it. I don't like embedding those keys directly into there. So let's go ahead and run this just so that we get this underway. I'll fast forward through this because this has to install all of the necessary libraries. And you'll want to grant access so it can see your key. All right, that is loaded. So let's continue onward. These are the two files that you will need. I already have them downloaded. You don't need to download them for this. We're doing this entirely from the cloud. So notice the code here. It is going to download those two, and then it is going to load. We're going to mainly just, or we're only going to use the sarcastic one. We're not going to use a validation set, although you certainly could and probably should. So here we're loading it. This loads it into OpenAI, and we get an object back, and that's how we're going to refer to it. You can print out the object ID just so that you can see it. Let's see, it's not, oh, helps to click the right cell. And that's it. And you can see these up in OpenAI. If we go to here and we go to storage, yeah, you can see there's a whole mess of them because I've been running my example here. These you can delete, and you probably want to delete those. I'm not 100% sure if you're charged for these at rest. It would not surprise me if you are. I know the models you're not. And then we are going to basically, I give you a method here that I created. To be honest, ChatGPT and I created. So here you can pass in the object ID that you're going to want to train it on, and I'm going to go ahead and run it because it's going to take it a moment to complete. While I explain it, we'll multitask. And this is the model that you're expanding. You might very well see me change this in the future. If that's the only change and the code doesn't change a lot, then, or doesn't change any, then I won't update the video. But if the code changes a lot, then we'll update it. But I do keep the code up to date because OpenAI loves breaking changes on this kind of stuff. And the irony is their own models, even the latest GPT-4 or O1, the latest one, it's quite behind and often uses old code for when you're interacting with AI. So AI's constant breaking changes is hard on all developers, even their chatbot. So we set this to false, and we are going to keep a set of the event IDs because we're going to print out the events as it goes. And you might see you can see some events being printed out already. These time-stamped ones, those are events. And then it says waiting for updates. It only checks every 20 seconds while the training job is running, because the training job is running right now. So we are going to loop through this. We're going to print out the current job status, and then we're going to get our list of events, and we're going to go through all of the events, and we're going to place them into there, but we're going to use that set that we previously established so that we don't print out the same event twice. Because you get the same list of events. You get the whole list of events every single time you go through here. So that's how we manage that. And then we print out the new events, like I said, and we keep track of the status. It either succeeded, failed, or we're continuing to wait for it. And as we continue to wait for it, every 20 seconds we check and we print out the steps. So here you can see that it is going through that, and often, like when the job first starts, it'll go through entire 20-second intervals and not have any updates. So we're going to fast forward through this. We'll let it get done. I'll probably give you a few updates as it goes. This doesn't take too terribly long. Okay, here you can see it has started going through the steps. So 1 of 84. These are going much faster. So in that last 20-second interval, it gives you a lot more updates. And another batch. So we'll go ahead and fast forward till this hits the end. All right, it is done. So it's successfully finished. And now we can print out our model. And by the way, we could have watched the whole thing going on also in the GUI, the platform.openai.com. So you can see that there now along with your other models. We're going to go ahead and test it. We're going to use that same model ID right there. We're just going to pass that in. We are telling it, we're asking it what the capital of the US is, and it says Washington, D.C., which is where I'm going very soon. You know that everyone knows that. So it's smart alecky. And then if you do want to delete models, you can do this and it will delete those, but it's still going to show up in the user interface. So I don't know. I find that part a little bit annoying. I don't like the clutter of having a million of these laying around, but they're not charging you for the storage, so who am I to complain? Now, if they suddenly start telling me and don't tell me, don't give me the memo, then I'm going to be a little upset. So thank you for watching the video, and please subscribe so that you don't miss anything in the future for this course, and smash the like button. Thank you very much.